Sabah everybody and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the Earfun's Air S. This is a brand new pair of buds that was just made available from Earfun. It features a lot of things that I don't think a lot of us expect at the price point that this is coming in. What I mean by this, we're talking about aptX. We're also talking about wireless charging. We're also talking about a great bass sounding speakers, multi-point connect, and even more features that we typically don't see at this price point. So I am quite surprised how Earfun was able to do this. This is TK and this is my review of the Earfun Air S. Like and subscribe and make sure you hit that bell icon so that you're always notified to whenever we have new videos on the channel. So here they are. These are the Earfun's Air S. So you can definitely see here, the case itself is very nice and very small. We have an LED here in the front for battery levels. And of course, wireless charging on the bottom, USB-C connector in the back to be able to basically charge it. There's a little bit of scuffing in here. I've been using it for a couple of weeks now. One of the biggest thing I'll probably say here is the overall experience here is magnetic. So the earbuds themselves are not going to fall. Easy configuration, right, left, a pair button here. That's going to be the one to pair it again when you connect it to two devices. Again, multi-point connection here is supported. And we also have a very nice microphone array that we're going to definitely test it out outdoors to give you an example of how these sound if you're going to use them for phone calls or even for video conferencing. Now, of course, we're talking about active noise cancellation. We're also talking about app control. So again, the price point that this is coming in, we also have an app to configure. Qualcomm aptX audio codec that's going to be supported in here, finger touch support here since they have touch sensitivity, multi-point connect, as well as immersive sound. This definitely feature a very nice high performance sound, again supported by the Bluetooth 5.2. Now a quick specification on the back, we definitely get the buds themselves, the case with the wireless charging, replaceable ear tips, a USB-A to USB-C that's going to be basically charging the cable or charging cable for us, and of course a user manual, ANC earbuds. Qualcomm, this is the Qualcomm chipset with active noise cancellation, aptX audio technology, 10mm basically wool composite driver with superior sound, 4-time microphone noise cancellation technology for call quality as well, IPX5 sweat and water resistance, so not an issue when you work out with them, game mode for low latency, tap to control, of course, switching, answering calls and all of that, 30 hours of playtime with 6 hours plus 24 hours from the case itself, and of course, wireless charging. Now, you'll notice that there's the color that I have here is purple, so you can definitely see the word Earfun, one of the microphones. The tips themselves have a nice little guard here so that there's nothing from the ear kind of goes in there and blocks them up. So it looks really nice, and it has a nice little accent on the inside. And then last but not least, we definitely see here the connectors to be able to charge it directly on the bottom. So this is the right one. It has the 2-prong connector, connecting it to the one in the back. Let's go ahead and give it a second to focus. And you can definitely appreciate everything that's been done here. So putting it in is very straightforward, and everything else is pretty straight there. Take them in, put them in your ears, and of course, configure them with the app. Let's go ahead and put them down. And the app is actually pretty straightforward. This is the Earfun app. So once you have them taken out, then you can put them in your ear. I have them just sitting on the table right now, but we're going to take a look at the app itself. Once it's connected, you'll get access directly into the battery level, and of course, it says that it's connected. Clicking on it takes us directly into the app. We have three different configurations. One thing to mention, there is no in-ear detection, so the sound will start playing, and if you take them out and put them back in, it doesn't pause and replay. So this is something to keep in mind. Again, great price point, but obviously not all of the features that we get at a much higher price point that we get from other earbuds on the market. We have 3 different configuration, ambient sound, of course, normal, which is overall the ability of just having them not actually doing anything other than just being in our ear. And with a good fit, you're definitely going to have a little bit of a noise reduction from the outside world automatically. Game mode is built in here for lower latency. Also, if you ever have any issues with kind of sync when you're watching movies, this is definitely going to help us. Of course, we have the product tutorial and an built-in EQ. The EQ has basically some presets, and you're also able to configure them yourself. So I am going more of a V shape here, but you can also configure it to be the way you want them. Under the settings tab on the right side, we have access to the device name, how to wear them, product tutorial, FAQ. This is the mode listening, switching between ambient, normal, and everything like that. And of course, mode switching, and then of course, game mode if you want to turn it on. Equalizer, of course, and last but not least, we have the touch control, where we're able to do basically tap, triple, or long pressing on the left and on the right. And of course, you can go in there and customize it and change the different options and set up everything, even actually accessing your voice assistant. And if you want to basically go back to standard, you can definitely go ahead and reset it. Straightforward, easy configuration. Update for the software. I did receive one firmware update since I've received it. So overall, it's actually pretty nice and easy to use. Now, from a fit standpoint, obviously this has a much longer profile, so it is going to stick out and people will see it. But overall, it doesn't stick out too far. So overall, for me, it basically looks pretty nice, and the microphone kind of positions itself straight towards me. And you can see right there, it looks really nice. The boom itself is actually pointing straight to my mouth. So from an audio pickup standpoint, this should be actually pretty decent, and we'll get a chance to test that out. So let's go ahead and do a quick sample of the audio from the Earfun Air S. So we went outside to be able to test out how does the audio come from if you're using this to record video or if you're even on a call. Overall, for the most part, when I've done phone calls, I haven't had any problems. Most people have heard me very clearly. I can hear them very clearly, but this should be a good example of what it sounds like, again, as best as I can capture it on my S22 Ultra, since we're recording audio straight from the actual headset. So hopefully sounds good, and you guys let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Now, the touch controls are pretty straightforward. You can do the triple tap with the long press, and everything else for the most part works great. The range that we get here with the Bluetooth 5.2 works actually pretty decent. There's no mode switching or anything. If your device supports aptX, the aptX codec, you should be able to pick it up right away. If it doesn't, it will default to whatever the best solution is below that level of audio experience. So for me, when I've been listening to it and using it, these are definitely, I would say, bass tuned. So they're definitely more of a party, trance, dance, EDM, hip hop. It's definitely going to pick up a lot of that. And you're able to configure it in the EQ if you don't want so much bass. I have grid range, works really good as far as distance, phone calls, as you heard with the video. It actually sounds pretty decent with the microphone setup that we have. The active noise cancellation may not be necessarily the most powerful one on the market, but it's enough to reduce the ambient noise from being distracting to just being a very subtle noise in the background, not necessarily disturbing you or putting too much stuff in front of you. So at the end of the day, I really like the sound profile, the customizations we get, the range, and of course the performance that we get here with the battery life. They actually last pretty good. And if when you're done, this is the really nice things. If you ever forget to charge them, let's say you're out and about, most of our devices, an example here with the S22 Ultra, we have reverse wireless charging. I'm able to just put it on the back of my phone, charge them up even when I'm charging my phone, which makes it very nice, and it charges two things at the same time. Not every device allows you to do that, but if your phone does that, of course, this is going to be very nice. So let's go ahead and summarize the experience using the Air S. If you've ever used earphone buds from before, this is definitely going to sound very familiar to you. It's going to be more of the same. They're definitely very mids and lows tuned, so you're definitely going to get a really nice rumble. The bass is very pronounced. The mids and highs are actually not that bad, although I'll probably say you may want to tune it a little bit less bass for it to actually allow the rest to shine. Audio profiles overall, again, customizable EQ, firmware updates, great range, and overall performance as you'd expect. And definitely a performance that is at a much more expensive price than what this device or what these pair of buds are trying to provide us. These are definitely a great pair of buds for the price, and of course, you're definitely going to be getting way more than you paid for. So if you stuck with me to the end of this video, make sure to check out those coupon codes in the description to be able to save yourself some money on the brand new Earfun Air S. They're not going to disappoint, and they're definitely going to be well worth more than what you're paying for. This is TK. Thank you very much to Earfun for sending me the Air S, and of course, thank you for supporting the channel and subscribing. I'll see you in the next video.